Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in Columbus, Ohio. In the previous episode, we won our franchise's 8th, yes, count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Stanley Cups, beating the Colorado Avalanche in 5 games. You know what? They gave us a bit of a scare there in game number 2 where they kind of washed over us. But they kind of just edged their way into the playoffs. They were kind of the nobodies. They were the Los Angeles Kings in 2010 when they beat Vancouver, the President's Trophy winners, and went all the way to the Cup Finals and won. We faced teams like that plenty of times. They've gotten the better of us. Teams like that. They beat dynasties like St. Louis, Dallas. They had a reason to be there, but we were that much better. Guys like Savoie, guys like Woodworth, guys like Kavanaugh came up clutch when we needed them the most. They did exactly what they needed to do in potentially their last game. A Stanley Cup, back-to-back. We are one of the best, if not the best, assembled team ever. And I have my roster sheet in my hand, and it does not look pretty. That is the truth. That is the harsh, harsh truth. It looks okay compared to every other team in the league. But it all depends on this offseason. But before we get to the offseason, I need to look at how the playoffs went. Now, Savoie leads in points. I'm not sure if he's tied with Kovalev. No, so Kovalev won the Conn Smythe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure he won it. He was really important. He was so important. Any of those guys could have and should have won it. Woodworth. Okay, this could be a very emotional episode because I think this is year number 23. This would be year number 23, if I'm not mistaken, because we've had Woodworth. See, I can figure this out right now, and franchise modes only last 25 years. So if we go all the way back, this was the first year, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 seasons. There's only 2 more seasons of this left, and I don't know why it feels like I have so much more time to play this. I don't. All these young guys like Lindstrom, Mironov, Friesen. Man, we really don't have a lot of time left with them. Part of me wants to end this franchise mode when Savoie and Woodworth are done. But you know what? We're 2 years away from finishing the full 25 years, and I've never actually done that. Finished a full 25 years of a franchise mode, ever. I've never done that. And we have a chance to do that today. Or not today. Not today. In probably a week or 2. And this franchise mode series will be done, which means if I can stop procrastinating, I need to put up the poll about my next franchise mode. Now, I do have one team in particular that I do want to take on. It starts with an M and ends with a soda. Minnesota, if you couldn't tell. There's a few teams that I have on my radar. If you want to explain to me in the comments who you think could potentially be an awesome suitor for the next franchise mode, because I plan to go the full distance with the other team as well and build memories with that franchise mode as well. But this is coming to an end. How did we win our franchise's 8th Stanley Cup? 8. When we started this thing, this franchise was nothing. One of the worst performing franchises in NHL history. They've been around since the year 2000. Didn't really accomplish much. They won their first ever playoff series and lost in the second round the year before we took them on. Guys like Matthew Savoie, Jeffrey Woodworth, they define this team. Matthew Savoie. I mean, he could be done. Jeffrey is, my God, how are you not done, Jeffrey? Jesus, 85 overall, bottom 6 potential. He's got to go soon. And I know he's just skating on borrowed time. He should have been, personally, I would have given the MVP, the Conn Smythe, to Jeffrey Woodworth. 17 goals in 20 games in the playoffs. Shooting at 27%. 2 game winners. 2 power play goals. You could have given it to anybody there. All these guys came up big. The old guys, the young guys. It's the perfect way to end your career, but Jeffrey Woodworth really doesn't like ending his career when you want him to. He should have ended it last year. No, he wins his 8th Stanley Cup. I've never had a player last this long where I draft them. This is it. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to get really emotional this episode. Either both these guys or one of them are going this episode. I don't think both of them are gonna get through this offseason. They're Hall of Famers for sure. Fallon was important, really important, especially since he's digressing. He's really turning into that. He's going to be that veteran backbone, similar to what Pierre-Luc Dubois was a while ago, where he was just the backbone of this team. And I'm hoping Fallon can be that player for us. Yuri Kovalev, so important. Really, like, just a pure sniper, and I'm glad we signed him to that contract extension. 8.1 over the next 4 years? Easily worth that kind of money. Bobby Friesen, you know what? Pretty disappointing regular season. 60 points, 82 games. I mean, obviously, it's an okay season, but I wanted him to take that leap. He has his best postseason ever in 3 less games. He was important. He scored goals when we needed him to. He put up big performances exactly when we needed him to. MP3. You know what? He is at the cap right now. Not cap as in like cap, as in money-wise, but cap as in he's not going to get much better as a player, so him performing well in the playoffs is a big plus for us. Why am I on all skaters? I don't know why. Matt Goring, not bad. I don't know if I'm going to bring him back, but if we do need a depth piece there, I mean, we do, because our right wing side is not looking very good. It's just not, straight up. If Woodworth retires, we have Kovalev and Goring. I think we have one right winger on the main roster right now, under contract. So that's cool. Hemingway was really solid throughout the playoffs. You know, he scored an important goal there, if I'm not mistaken, in the Cup Finals. 9 points in 20 games as a fourth-line center, a +5. As a playmaker, might I add, he has been a weird player. He has been so impressive, and I wish I gave him a chance a while ago. I don't know what it was. He came into his own. He's been a really important fourth liner for me. He's been really defensively reliable, especially for a playmaker on that fourth line. Hot Rod, Melvin Rodriguez scored a few important goals there. Like, just he scored 1 game winner. Biggest game winner he'll ever score. Mironov, Lindstrom, and Silverberg. You know what? I would have been more upset if we had lost in the Stanley Cup Finals with their efforts. But Lindstrom had a game winner, I believe, in the Cup Finals. He's 19 years old. Mironov and Silverberg and Lindstrom are only going to get better. They're going to have to carry this team. And, might I add, the coach might be gone. But then on the other hand, we only have 2 years left of this franchise mode, so it's hard to determine what I want to do. But we have a lot of thinking to do. A whole draft. But now we think, draft-wise, do we just go out there and try to get the best players available to go for it, you know? If you know what I mean. Right? Might as well, right? Abel Carlos, I don't care, that's how I'm saying it. 13 points in 20 games as a defenseman. 2 game winners. I mean, if Woodworth goes down, is he the captain? Straight up, is this guy the next captain of this team? He might be, because he's been very important for this team. I might just give it to him, you know? Might as well. He's a beauty, okay? Walker Farmer, 10 points, also very impressive. Mikko Jarvinen, 9 points plus 14. So our defensive core was really solid, except Lundstrom. But you usually have one weak link on your team. But we win the cup, so I'm not disappointed. Chance Walker, 6 points. His contract is up. He's looking for 7, around 7. Might look in free agency to see if we can make a splash. Luke Wheeler was kind of disappointing. He was a +3, 7 penalty minutes, 1 point. I don't know what it was. He did get injured there, so he could have had more points, but we won a cup. I'm not upset with anybody. Goaltending, Vyacheslav Kavanov, you got better as the playoffs went on. 7 Stanley Cups to your name. 1 more season, and you'll pass Martin Brodeur for wins all time. You'll do it. I believe in you. I got to keep you in the starting position as long as possible. And now it's award time, baby. The award season is among us. I think we have a few players that are cleaning up this year. The Charlotte Checkers win the Calder Cup. Let's go check out that right this instant. Why did I go to player stats? Awards. Columbus. Stanley Cup. Look at that. Look at us. If only we beat St. Louis right there. If only we would have gotten to the Cup Finals that year. We would have stomped St. Louis. Ugh, we're such a dynasty. Presidents went to St. Louis, but look at us. Look at us. Individual awards. Matthew Savoie, his 3rd straight. Art Ross could be retiring with some hardware this year. Hart Memorial goes to Matthew Savoie, his 2nd in 5 years. He's a national treasure, baby. James Norris goes to Mancari from San Jose. Shane Wright wins the Lady Byng. He could be done soon, too. The Calder Trophy goes to Mironov. What an absolute beauty. We beat the former Calder Trophy winner in Nazir Peverly in the Cup Finals as well. Conn Smythe goes to Yuri Kovalev. We are racking up the awards this year, and there's no doubt in my mind what kind of team we are. Vezina goes to Forsstrom, former Blue Jacket, and he picks up the Willie Mem Jennings. So Kavanov, not the best regular season, but he goes out there and wins a Stanley Cup pretty well. He was really solid throughout the playoffs. Bill Masterton goes to Sulzer. Jack Adams goes to Linglet. Have we ever had a coach win the Jack Adams? Have we ever? Maybe the first year we won 60 games, but apparently not. Frank J. Selke goes to Beniers. Matthew Savoie wins the Ted Lindsay. Maurice Richard Trophy goes to Shane Wright. Look at this team. Look at us. We are the pinnacle of a franchise. We have to be one of the best franchises ever. But we come to a pivotal point in our franchise. This is the biggest offseason ever. We're losing people this year. I can feel it, and my heart is about to sink. Nashville moves up to first. Good for you. Draft class, I'm not too worried about at this moment. I looked through it off screen, so it shouldn't be that. I'm not too worried about the draft at this very moment, especially since we only have 2 years left, which it kind of just snuck up on me. So, if you retired players, this is it. Wow. I'm going to get emotional here, man. I know you didn't come here to cry, but I'm going to. In the year 2020, in the 2020 NHL entry draft, the Columbus Blue Jackets selected Jeffrey Woodworth. You can bring it all the way back there. You can even go back and pick out when I said, I don't think Jeffrey Woodworth is going to be a point-per-game player in his career. I thought he would just be a 50-40 goal scorer, similar to Yuri Kovalev. I never thought he would be the player he was. 40 goals in his rookie season, should have won the Calder. He didn't, because William Nylander goes out there, scores 50, 40, 30. He's never scored less than 30 goals in his NHL career. 948 career goals. 1,317 assists. 1,265 points, plus 893 in his career. 156 game winners. What else is there to say? 8 Stanley Cups, 7 of them being captain. What else is there? Literally. Tell me what else there is to say about this man. He is the best of all time. I know Wayne Gretzky. He is the best player in the modern era. Wayne Gretzky, he's got the 80s and the 90s locked up. But when you look at other greats in the 2000s, Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, Shane Wright even, all those guys don't even stack up to this man. 8 Stanley Cups. 8. The captain for 20 years probably. Something close to that. 19 maybe, I'm not sure. But the MVP line has been broken up for a few years. It happens. I think this might have been the first year without them. But the MVP line is the greatest line in hockey history. They were dominant for over a decade. For close to 15 years. I'm very emotional. Number 48, right winger out of the US of A. I was upset that we didn't win the first overall pick. But we moved up to second. I believe we won a lottery to move up to second. I was going to go with somebody else at the time, but something said pick Jeffrey Woodworth. And I never thought it would turn out to be him. I never thought the player we picked then would turn out to be the best player I've ever used in a franchise mode, I've ever drafted, ever captained my team. It's... What do I say? I mean, it's Jeffrey freaking Woodworth, man. Is there anything else I have to say about Jeffrey Woodworth? Really, I've covered everything. He's won multiple MVP trophies, multiple Conn Smythes, multiple Art Rosses. Never won the Maurice Richard Trophy, which I did predict at the beginning of his career that he would win it at some point, but he came close a few times, but the league just kept going, but he evolved. He is the total package. He is the fine tool player that every hockey club needs. He is one of the greatest of all time. But that also means that Matthew Savoie is still kicking, which is good for me. So that means I have to also fix my lineup a bit, but it probably won't be that hard to fix. But Jeffrey, you're a soldier from day one. I'm so glad I picked you and not some bum. You've given me all the time you could, all the effort you could, all the Stanley Cup prowess you could. You've shaped players. You've helped careers. Your number will be retired. You will be an instant Hall of Famer. I vote to motion that the number 48 is never used again in the NHL. But that is just me. Capo Caco calls it quits at 41. Hannon, Lundell, Lindback, Brassard, Ragnarsson, Van Riemsdyk. Yeah, there's a lot of guys here this year. Pressburg, former Blue Jacket. Yeah. Labrie, former Blue Jacket. A lot of guys this year, but Jeffrey Woodworth leads the class. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer. They waive, I believe, is it the 3-year rule where you can't go into the Hall of Fame for 3 years after you retire? No, he goes in the moment he retires. They announce it. He is going into the 2042 class of the NHL Hall of Fame. He deserves it more than anybody else. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Goaltenders, well, I saw Woodworth again. I'm like, give him a thought. Looks like we don't have anybody there, which is good. But Kavanagh is slowly slowing down, which is crazy. Because this team was so young not that long ago, but Father Time takes its toll. His toll? Is Father Time a he? I mean, I guess it's father, but it's 2020. You never really know. 39 years of age. Hey, if he's a coach out there, I would hire him. Looks like we didn't lose anybody there, but I do plan on making coaching changes, which will have to happen. I will go to the draft class to see what's pop lock and dropping. Davidson looks to be the first overall pick, but we don't actually have any high picks this year. And I kind of plan on going all out, you know. We got a goalie here in Salvador Reed, which I'll probably pick up. We do have a sniper here in the second round that's a low elite, which I will totally 100% pick up just because I can. And I will. Okay, you know what? I didn't even bother with the draft class interviews because not really worth it at this point, but we currently have pick numero 31 this year because we won the Stanley Cup, ladies and gents. Is there anybody around that number that would be worth picking up? Not really. We got a defenseman in Valcevic. Then we got Dubinsky, who is the sniper. We might just move back. We got a medium elite goalie. That might be the best option at this point. We got potentially another low elite. I'm not sure. I'm not too worried about drafting, especially since this franchise mode is coming to an end. We don't have a lot more time. Not a lot to deal with. Our prospect pool isn't the biggest worry at this point. So that means I got to make moves. Jeffrey Woodworth is gone and out of the picture. And I would love to hire him, which means I got to make moves. Moves need to be made. Barch looks to be overtaking that starting position, but if I can play Kavanaugh, make sure he beats Martin Brodeux's record, I would love to make sure that happens. Byers needs to come up. Okay, rookie skaters, anybody? I mean, we got Murphy coming up. Kane, not really. He won't be up in time. Murphy, probably this coming year. Maybe one more year in the AHL. All these big moves might have to wait a little bit. Oh no, I want to go to fine trade. Oh, you know what? Let me check out the entire league. See what's out there on the block. Orpik's been on the block for like 800 years. And we do have a lot of money to deal with. We have so much money in free agency that we can work with, which is good for us. Okay, now, do we go out and acquire a right winger, which we do need, or do we wait until free agency to find another guy, right? Because now I have to look at my lineup and mentally put Savoie in there, which he'll probably still be our first line center. Fallon can probably do... it depends. It all depends on who grows during the offseason. We have the assets necessary to move around pieces, make this team a little bit better while we try to contend these last 2 years. Detroit has been a dumpster fire for 20 years, literally. They've been good like twice. Is there any players out here? Any defensemen? I mean, defensive core on paper is looking not weak, I would say. It's very similar to what it was this year, but I'm not too sure at this point. Oh no! What? Oh my God! You're a beautiful bastard, Davidson. 79 overall sniper, franchise player. Too bad we will not be able to see his career unfold. Now, I want to go over to New Jersey there because I did see an 88 overall. And I do love the number 88. For some reason, because it's a simple number. Wolinski, centerman. There's no reason for us to do that. There really isn't. There were a few players in the comments that a few of you guys were talking about. Curtis Morgan would be a bomb friggin' player to bring on. He could potentially play right. Ooh, he is that was one of the players some of you were suggesting bringing up, and he's, I think, one of 3 players ever to get 100+ assists in a season. I think Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, and Curtis Morgan. He's been a solid playmaker. He's 36 years of age. He might dip down a bit. That is, we could totally bring him over. We could get them to retain too. We do have the assets necessary. Okay. You know what? But then we could go. We could go for a guy like a 2-way forward in Hugo Bergeron, which might work out in our favor better because Lindstrom is right-handed. You could move him over. Hugo Bergeron might be the right guy to go with. His trade value is not astronomical. We have the assets necessary to deal with that. What's his contract extension? His contract extension isn't even that bad. Courtnall isn't that bad. Linzen, who is a righty, who is a sniper. We do rely heavily on our offense, but I will come back to that. The Islanders have a lot of assets or a lot of pieces that I would like to bring over. We do have plenty of players that we could trade away. You know, you never know. Anybody here? You know what? Pittsburgh. I know you have a player there that's a franchise. Canzanello. Do you want to trade Canzanello to us? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and sim up to our pick just so I can call a timeout and make sure that they don't skip over us. But we will check who was drafted here in the first round. First overall pick, Davidson, Yakupov, Pisani. Oh, what a... a few really awesome players here. Rarely see a high top 6 potential in Stillman. Awesome. Good for you, Toronto. Finally doing something relevant in this franchise mode. Some decent players here. I think that was a medium elite, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, I missed a medium elite. Cool. Or did I? I can't really recall. So, we have our pick here. I'm going to call 2 timeouts because I tend to talk a lot. Okay. So, let's, you know what? If possible, I'm going to use the find trade feature, and I rarely ever do this on certain players. So I'm going to go all the way over to Pittsburgh, because if we're making moves, we're making moves. Okay, Canzanello. Do you want anything for Canzanello? Oh, you do. You want Abel Carlos. It's Abel Carlos. I don't care. That is... Let's take Abel Carlos off. I'll give you all our draft picks. You can have them. I don't care. But I'm not willing to give you him. I'm not. But there are a few other players that I would totally be willing to give up. So I'd give you Yablonski. I'd give you, let's see. I'd give you Martins. I would also give you, I'd give you Kane. We can take off that third and give you, I don't know, Kane would work. I'm not sure. I want to get this trade done. I think we could totally get this trade done. Abel Carlos, we can match that value, though. Let's see. Trade rejected. So Martin seems to be the odd man out. We do have a goalie out there in our system that I would totally be willing to give up. Who would it? I'm not giving away Chucko. I don't care. Chucko's staying on the roster. Take the medium elite goalie. Do it. Oh, trade rejected. Damn it. Okay. We'll take this. We'll take the second off, and you can have our first round pick this year. Come on, trade reject. Ah, you bastards! Come on, do it, you cowards! Do you frickin' cowards, you? You know what? Do we trade away Barch? Do we do it? Because Kavanagh is still the man. I still believe in him. Byers is coming up. This franchise mode is almost done. Okay. If we want to go for it now, what is the best option? 'Cause I really like Canzanello. I like this player a lot. And I would love to bring him over to the roster. He would be such a beast on this team. We could pair him with absolutely anybody. Oh. You know what? We're making moves. Okay? You want Bryce Barch? You can have Bryce Barch. Okay? You want Bryce Barch? You can freaking have him. I don't care. Why do you want to get rid of Tillett? Okay, I'll take Tillett. Okay. Can we do that trade? What? Psh, really? Come on. I know you want to. Come on. Really? Canzanello? I'm not even going to cut this out. I just want to get it to work. Okay. Now let's see if we put... Okay, no, we can still figure this out. What if we give Bryce Barch? They want Bryce Barch, maybe? I'm not sure. And let's go all the way over to Pittsburgh again. I want to get this trade done so bad. If not, we have a few other options to work with. It shouldn't be that much of a problem. Canzanello. Let's get this trade done, baby. No trades found. Cool. So I'm going to go all the way over to... you know what? I'm going to back out. Okay? And then we're going to go back in. I want to... too bad we can't get Canzanello. I really don't want to give up Abel Carlos. Apparently it's not Abel Carlos. It's Abel Carlos. Mironov is up to an 87. I do like Hugo Bergeron. I do like that player from the Islanders. And the reason why, I think a steady two-way forward could help out defensively. That's what I noticed on the second line this previous year. We weren't the best defensively on that unit. So if we go with a guy like Hugo Bergeron, put him on the left, throw Lindstrom over to the right. He's not the best defensively yet. He's young. Put Fallon there. It could work. $7 million, 2 years. We could easily trade that way if we needed to. Now, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's see. And I have to go all the way back. Cool, thank you, game. Really, really appreciate it. Really awesome. Thank you, designers. Really appreciate it. What was I doing? Hugo Bergeron. Fine trade. Okay. Oh my God, they're asking for a lot. Okay. Can we brace Chucko in 2 first? Honestly, we can probably make it happen. If we're being honest and we want to do it, we could totally do it. I also want Curtis Morgan. I don't know where to put him, but I want him. Come on, I know you want to. I don't think we're going to be able to get him. And I think that's just a fact. Come on, I know you want to. I know you want to give me these 2 players. I know you want to. I know that's a fact. You know what? We'll give you whoever you want. You want Kane and you want Yablonski. Do it. Do the trade. Do it. 2 firsts? Huh, that's a lot to give up. Do it. Wow, you really don't want to do that trade after that? Really? Really? Wow. Okay, I'll do half that. Wow, really, boys? Really? Come on, you gotta do that. Wow, we gave up so much. I'm not gonna lie. We gave up a lot. Our prospect pool is not looking the best. But on the positive side, this team is looking a lot scarier trying to go for one more push. Because we rely heavily on our offense. So getting a guy like Morgan and getting a guy like Bergeron who have won in the past. I don't think any Stanley Cups, but adding them to the roster shouldn't hurt us at all. So I think we have the 62nd. I mean, there's 2 years left. There's 2 years left. So, like, what's the point? I know I should care more, but I think at this point I'm only cared about winning, and I don't think drafting right this second is going to help us very much. I don't think it is. I think straight up it doesn't help us so much. He's pretty good, but once he's good, this franchise mode is over. Goalie there, another goalie. Yeah, so I'm not really upset. I mean, I think we can get... is there anybody here that I can recall? Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Any players? Anybody? No. Goalies have seemed to be okay so far. Gems? We got a bust. That's not good. No gems. Okay, do we have any high scouted players? Tell me we have one. Nobody. Okay. So, do we want to make a goalie pick? Remo Nurmamir. I can't remember his name for the love of me. Medium elite. So we trade a medium elite goalie and we get another goalie because I'm good at my job. And my job is picking goalies. That's all we've done throughout this franchise mode. Pick goalies. Another goalie there, Hobbs. Seems to be a plethora of goalies this year. But it seems like that. It's like that every other year in this franchise mode. Do we go with another goalie? Do we? Oh, can I just pick a player? Like, let's go with this Schneider guy, Edward Schneider. Is he any good? This is annoying that we're the 31st overall pick. He's not good, but it tends to happen. It be like that sometimes. We did exactly what we needed to do during this draft. We did. See, we didn't miss anything there, right? The draft is kind of falling off. We did exactly what we needed to do. We traded. We made moves. The team is looking a lot better. Might even have some more cap going into free agency to make some moves, which will be good because I do plan on making moves. Even more moves, maybe change the coach around for the younger guys. It sucks that I'm not going to be able to see Lindstrom grow into his own. That hurts my feelings. That really hurts me. But I can't be too upset, you know? Let's go with another goalie. Laflamme. Is he medium elite? I think he's going to be a fringe goalie. He's a backup goalie. That was my second guess. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to find a trade for these 2 picks. I don't care about these picks here. I know. Realism. But, like, I don't. I know. Life keeps continuing. But in this franchise mode, we're almost there. I care about competing. And the next step is getting to free agency. 6th round pick next year. Sure, from Vegas. Accept that trade. Thank you, boys. Good luck making your draft picks there. Let's sim the entire draft. I'm sure we didn't miss anything super important. But the beginning of the offseason is over. Jeffrey friggin' Woodworth. And that is how I'm going to leave off the episode. Jeffrey Woodworth. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you for being there, you know. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.